for joining us. I am Yori Folaring. Well, it's the second. Yeah, it's the 2nd of December. So happy new month to you all. And the election in Anambra, the governorship election in Anambra, has now been finally concluded from the point of view of INEC and no doubt the winner, Chief Obiano. But his other contestants, particularly APC, has said that the election was an illegality in a letter to INEC. INEC took no notice and continued with the election. And as I said at the beginning, Obiano has been declared the winner. Okay, my guests this morning, I'm very happy to have with us Mr. Tunji Shele, who is the chair of PDP in Lagos State. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you, Mr. Yori.
Yori, please. And I have right next to him Razaq Olokooba, who is a political analyst and secretary, Coalition of Odua Self-Determination Group.
Good morning, and good everyone.
Indeed. We also have our old friend in the house, Idowu Ajanaku. I call him ID Noble. Good morning, Idowu. Thank you very much for coming on as well. Idowu is a political strategist and a social commentator. Let me start with you, Mr. Chairman, in our PDP in Lagos State. Your man in the Anambra election was against that particular supplementary election. In fact, he was against the main election. He joined forces with all other parties, apart from APGA, to say that that election was a sham. In fact, quoting the spokesman of Ngige, the APC candidate, he said it was an Abuja-assisted electoral heist. The part that surprised many was that the man himself was protesting the election, but your party was congratulating the efforts of INEC. Give me your comments on the conclusion of the election yesterday.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, you wouldn't expect the head of state, Mr. President, not to congratulate a winner in an election. I think he has done well in congratulating an opposition winning an election in Anambra State. I saw the dimension and the dynamics of Anambra politics as being tailored towards Ojukwu.
In fact,
sympathy for Ojukwu.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural. Anambra State is naturally a PDP state right from the onset. We have our foot soldiers. We are everywhere, in every local government.
There are those who say that Anambra is an APGA state.
But with the sympathy for Ojukwu and the man at the helm of affairs having to play good politics in that state, is able to stand his ground and maintain and hedge over other parties. Obiano actually won the election with the assistance of his boss, the incumbent governor. So one cannot fault exactly what happened. I had done this analysis, and I gave 38% to APGA, maybe 32% to PDP, and the rest will share all the noise from APC, especially from Ngige, is just to grandstand.
Okay.
It's not that he actually made any serious impact apart from his own immediate constituency.
But as you know, Ngige's party had complained about substantial non-compliance with even the Electoral Act.
Every loser will find an excuse and look for a way to convince the Nigerians that they have won in an election. APC didn't win.
So you
they were just trying to blackmail INEC. They are trying to start creating tension towards 2015.
Because they had called for the resignation of the INEC chair.
Because it's not worth it. This is one of the best elections in Anambra State, so to say. That's the way I see it. In the past, you will see ballot papers and ballot boxes flying around in the bush. Now, there's a better focused INEC. I'm not saying they have done the best. they can still improve. If there was a problem in Demili local government, it's a problem that affected everybody. INEC must put it out in order and ensure that credible people do their elections for them in the various constituencies.
I wonder if it struck you as significant in any way that one of the major complaints of the first election in Anambra on the 16th was the lateness of materials. But in this particular election, reports are that there was a timely, arrival of materials all over the place, even though there was reported to be, relatively speaking, voter apathy, and people didn't really observe the sort of take it easy, don't move about, people went about their business. But specifically the point about materials now arriving on time for this supplementary, after it had been said that APC was not going to be involved, PDP, I think the PDP candidate also said he wasn't going to be involved, and his other colleagues.
Well, you expect a timely reaction after people have said that they have failed in the first instance to meet up with the expectation of the people.
Okay.
And that's exactly what played out. They had a very small area to cover. Definitely, they must have sent people who are more conscientious, who are more determined to do the work the way it's supposed to be done. Okay. Anything less will amount to suicide. Attempt by the INEC itself.
Okay, thank you. Idowu, if I could come to you, you just heard the chairman of the ruling party at the national level, the PDP, speak glowingly of the election in Anambra and its conduct, and indeed, in line with the president's utterances through Reuben Abati, stating that the election had been won fair and square. Give me your take on it, especially APC reported, and Labour Party and the other guys saying that they won't take part in that election. But I hear, and perhaps you have better information, that they were in evidence, their agents were in evidence, though they were not wearing badges or tags.
Well, let me quickly say that we don't have another country except this nation. And things must be done in the proper way. INEC, which conducted the Anambra election, has come out clearly that the election was faulty. The guy told the whole world that this is one of the worst elections they have conducted since it came in 2011. And he said that...
Did he actually go as far as that? I can't remember that. I do remember him saying that it wasn't the best election
he told the whole world
that they had conducted.
Immediately after when the election, when people were shouting about this election, he came on the AIT and told the whole world that this election was not the best.
Okay.
Yes.
But they had said that whatever the lapses were, they were not substantial enough to merit its cancellation.
I'm coming. I will explain that. I'm just trying to establish that the fact that because the chairman of PDP in Lagos, paid tribute growingly to this election, an election in which INEC himself agreed that it was faulty. I also
but not faulty to the extent of warranting its cancellation.
Yes, I also said that all these things came after I think we know that this press conference that we are quoting now, it came a week after the hullabaloo of this election, and the guy came that this election was not worth cancelling. In an election in which the PDP candidate in Anambra State couldn't vote, his father could not vote, his sister could not vote, his cousin could not vote. They couldn't find their names on the voters register. After a voter register has been displayed, and the man himself and all the rest of his family has seen their name on the day of the election, they couldn't see it. In an election, if you know about Anambra State very well, when I was in Guardian newspaper in 1999 presidential election, I covered Anambra State. I was in Anambra State. In Anambra State, you can cover Anambra State within less than 2 hours, all over, because Anambra State had one of the network groups after they ruled that place, and from that Oka to Demili, it's about 40 minutes. INEC could not take material to the place, and you saw the way the election went, and people came and said, look, if you conduct this election in a fair and square manner, and if somebody wins, definitely APC or any other political party will have congratulated the person. But what we are saying now is that either in the Nigerian Constitution or the Electoral Act, the word supplementary election is strange. It was in this country in 2011 that when we conducted the National Assembly election, and the results started collecting. In fact, they started announcing results from some local government in this. The guy came on here and cancelled the election. And I asked for 1 week to reconduct the election. Nobody shouted, and he came back and did. So the question now is that if it's peculiar in 2011, why was it not peculiar in this time around? Look, the PDP and the presidency are playing pranks on millions of Nigerians. The sadly thing they didn't know, their candidates in the gubernatorial election, Olokooba, were abandoned for Olusegun Meko, who is regarded as the man Faraday of President Olusegun or President Jonathan in the Southwest. It's the same thing that was shouting fraud in the election, that the presidency and the PDP were congratulating the candidate. The same similar scenario played itself out in Anambra election. So the question now is that.
Do you have an idea of why you think why that is? Why that is?
Look, could you imagine that the president went to Oka to go and campaign for the PDP candidate? He couldn't raise the man's hand up to the electorate.
You think that was significant?
Go to check the.
No, I'm saying you think it was significant that he didn't raise
it
because he was the proper candidate. He was known to be the PDP candidate. Whether he raised his hand or not, is it significant?
It's significant thing that the president should show his candidate to the people of Anambra.
That's the work of the party.
But the president is congratulating the man. So look, let me also tell you, sir, quickly, that this presidency, this PDP, the game that they are playing is to help their people. They call it the third force. To win an election, and the president will now congratulate to create an impression that they are organizing a free and fair election. Let me also quickly round up by saying that he's saying that the GIGE and the APC will share the rest. It was in this same state that he's talking about that GIGE, with the forces of Obi and Akululi, defeated them in the senatorial election in the state.
Okay.
It was in this state that GIGE ruled.
There's plenty of time. We'll come back to that.
So let me conclude, sir, by saying that this election in Anambra State, I can assure you, this election in Anambra State that just been held will not stand the test of time when it goes to the lockout.
Okay. In fact, that's the point I was going to bring to you, Razaq, that there were legal moves to, stop the election, but INEC went ahead. No doubt it must have consulted with its own legal department and felt that it was in order. Your thoughts about that?
Let's look at the moral angle to itself. Anywhere in the world, when you have a body like INEC, what you need to do is to attract more credibility or not to that institution. We are coming from the same direction. We are in Jega as a member of the civil society, and he has his credibility intact before he became the chairman of. And I think he should leave INEC whatever he wants to leave intact and go back home with his honor. This Anambra election is going to be a major test to him before the supplementary election that he said, and we warned him that it's not going to augur well for a man of his stature and where it's coming from to say that this election is not sufficient for it to be cancelled. I was amazed. I was surprised. I thought the guy would stand his ground by saying that there should be a brand new election, because that's the position of the civil society. Our members were there. We saw what happened. And the guy said people were complaining cannot corroborate their stories. But we say he did not link up with people who will have corroborated the story, because there are evidences of things that were done that time. We got reported, I was not there, but a lot of our members that were there shows that, not from a particular party, but from voters that warrant that election cannot hold, should not hold. There should be a brand new election. You can't make a badly cooked rice with a well-cooked beans and say you are going to have a dinner.
Yeah, but
it's not correct.
But the challenge we have now is that the PDP and APGA is saying
at the moment, and this is a message to the chairman.
What they are saying is that APC and any other party that is negatively criticizing this particular election and the supplementary is simply crying sour grapes.
That statement is a very political statement. There are facts on ground which has been attested to by the guy himself, But to not draw conclusion, it's wrong for INEC to quickly draw conclusion that it's not sufficient to cancel an election. You look at the enormity of these accusations, then you allow those evidences to determine which direction the election should go. And the evidence available shows clearly that this election should be cancelled and a brand new election should be held. For PDP, I think they are having a bad time at the moment, and they should put their house together. If the party is saying that the election should be cancelled, the party itself is saying that this election should not be cancelled, there should be supplementary, and the candidate is saying that no, we need to have a brand new election, there's a signal that PDP is having a very bad time.
Okay.
Bearing in mind the six governor that just left. But since you are focusing on the Anambra election,
we'll even talk about that.
As far as evidence on ground is concerned, the guys will have cancelled that election, and it's risking its credibility.
Okay. Can I come in at this stage?
Yes, please.
Yes. I see my colleagues having bias for a particular party. Otherwise, they will have displayed genuine neutrality. There are 21 local governments in Anambra State. None of these other parties made 25% as required by law to win in that election in 2/3 of 21 states. Already APGA gotten 15. So if one has 5, another one has 1, where will they make up the figure at the end of the day? So there is no enough grounds for that election to be cancelled. What they did, the issue of supplementary election, is an issue of semantics. You can use any other word to postpone an election. In fact, the election was to be held that day. It's the people themselves that said, no, it was too late. Let the election be postponed. So we can't come here and start putting oranges and apples together and feel they will work. PDP as a party gives room for other players to have their say and have their way wherever. They shouldn't start stampeding PDP to join them in fighting a war that is not.
Mr. Shele, it's uncanny. My word. It's uncanny that you say PDP, gives room for other people to have their say and that kind of thing. That's not usual when it comes to political contests, especially where numbers count and where tallies will be made. But
when
the point has been made of the
Odo State,
yes,
nobody cried foul. The president congratulated Oshiomhole, yet PDP candidates still complained.
Yes, but that election was
widely
the
same thing.
It was widely acclaimed to be free and fair.
I think because of 1 or 2 local governments in Anambra State, that shouldn't warrant us getting into all these.
You will agree, Mr. Shele,
complications.
that the controversy, for instance, with the Edo that you cited, the controversy index in Anambra is a lot higher than any that would have happened.
Well, I don't see it that way. You may do. I don't know.
Give you information.
Okay.
Maybe I should
one at a time, please.
Maybe I just
Idowu.
Maybe I just make a comment. Look at Anambra election. 1.7 million people.
And by the way, Mr. Shele is clearly speaking as a PDP man.
Yes.
Are you speaking as a party man yourself?
Look,
Are you speaking as a party man yourself?
I'm a director of media and publicity for the APC in Ondo State.
Okay.
So let me be fair and be clear on
Yes.
that. But let me also tell you that I will speak the truth. Because
Which is what Mr. Shele
you know what I'm saying. So I will not play politics because you see, they are old. They are getting it's old enough to be my dad.
No.
Their generation are going. I will not leave this country, my generation to flatter like this.
They are the elder
flatter. So that's why I'm trying to speak the truth. No matter, look, it is not everybody in PDP that are bad. It is not also everybody in APC that are good. Let me be fair with you like that. But as an individual, I will speak the truth because I don't have another country. 1.7 million people registered to vote in Anambra State. Only 525,000 people voted. 1.2 million people were disenfranchised in this election that we're talking about. He has made the fact that.
What do you think of Jega's explanation of, allegations of disenfranchisement, the register being different on the day of election?
No, the INEC, they said it themselves. They changed the voter register 24 hours before the election because they said that. They said there are 8 discrepancies on the voter register, and they wanted to clear it. These are the things that is supposed to. So it was on the basis of doing this that these thousands of people, 1.3 million people, were raised off from the voter register. So in an election, Anambra State they were elected governor, and we were 1.7 million people registered, and 425,000 people voted.
Do you think, accepting for now that what you're saying is so, just for the moment,
yes,
this will be contested, no doubt, legally. Do you think that it was intentional, or was it an administrative cock-up?
I don't think it's an administrative cock-up, because if we admitted as an administrative cock-up, that's why we said the election will be cancelled, so that we will give Anambra people the opportunity.
Okay.
When we have disenfranchised 1.2 million people from voting, because the mention of the fact that APGA have gotten 25% in local government.
Yes,
forgetting that many people did not have the opportunity to vote in all these local government
Razaq wanted to add something.
It is a pattern of politicians in Nigeria. If they win election,
and by the way, let me.
The election is fine.
Are you speaking as a party man yourself?
No, I'm an activist.
Okay.
I'm never a member of any political party.
Okay, cool.
The only sympathy I have for APC is their manifesto, that they want to restructure Nigeria, which is not in the manifesto of PDP. So also, if there are people leading us to the direction of good governance, which I fought for, which I went to jail for, like Babatunde Fashola, like Aregbe, I have sympathy for that party.
Did Fashola go to jail?
No, I say what good governance. I fought for good governance. I went to jail for good governance. I was citing for good governance. If I see somebody that is doing it, legitimately, I must be in support of such a person. Okay. So that is the relationship between the civil society and APC to some extent, because our own advocacy that Nigeria cannot prosper until we structure, and it's in the manifesto of APC. So that's the meeting point. Now, it's the pattern of Nigerian politicians to say that if I win this election, the election is fine. We also do it in PDP. APC also does it. And that's why you people should not continue to run us into this crisis of I must win women at all costs. We know the politics of Anambra very well, that Jonathan is trying to assuage the Igbo people. But you said it, and you also said that if legitimately anybody wins an election, members or the people of this country will say that you are popular and we are with you. But if you do wuru to the answer, we must talk. This election in Anambra is wuru to the answer. Number one.
Okay, you clearly think that.
Yes, 1.2 million people did not vote. Who determines where those 1.2 will have voted for?
Can I determine that?
That's one. Two is that of the 500,000 that have voted, there are a lot of strategies and tactics to ensure that the areas where some parties are popular, there were crises of shortage of material.
Okay.
There now.
Okay.
So we must be pointing out all these things.
Okay.
No,
let me get the chairman, Lagos State chairman's reactions to that. Those 2 points: 1.2 million disenfranchised voters, and the fact that where there was a perceived popularity of certain candidates, coincidentally, the materials didn't arrive.
Let me take the issue of figures first: 1.7, 1.2. Even Lagos State, as we are talking now, APC is conducting and registering people. They are mobilizing. Somebody that had registered before is still registering at one place or the other. The same thing happened in Anambra. There is multiple registration everywhere throughout the whole country, except they don't want to accept. Where is the voting population that they are talking about? 1.7 in Anambra? No, the figure wouldn't have been more than 500,000. The people that are claiming that they are disenfranchised, where are they? Many people, maybe due to apathy, I may decide not to. I may decide. The figures from INEC, because some people doctored it. It's politicians. I'm a politician. You are saying you are not.
Okay.
He is only having sympathy for APC. I'm a politician. I know what.
He's a politician. It's APC.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me just assume it's not APC per se. It's just defending their cause. 1.7 million in Anambra is not the actual figure. People have doctored. There is multiple registration, and there was a time INEC even said they were going to prosecute certain people in that particular state for multiple registration. These are the things that eventually played out. It happens in Lagos, it happens in Rivers, it happens in every other state. Once you are in power, you are looking for a way to...
But in the case of Anambra,
yes.
INEC must have had a bit of egg on its face when it had to admit that one of its own had sabotaged the operations.
Well, somebody can sabotage the efforts, even in TVC. One person can take your name down the drain.
Who do you responsible for that?
Well, because of one person, you can't, because of one issue, cancel a whole lot of elections. There's a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of preparation have been put in. So let's be sincere with ourselves.
Those who say that the election has been compromised.
State, the best
that the election has been compromised as a result.
I don't believe so. If they believe that the election has been compromised, the best way is to go to court and challenge it, like they did in Noshun. And somebody smuggled in some whatever, where PDP won, they annulled the election. Where APC won or ACN, they counted. This is
normal political.
It shouldn't be normal, but this is what people do. It's either you use the judiciary, you use INEC. But if one person at this point in time was involved and is being prosecuted, let us wait for the outcome.
Okay. One of the other contributors had referred to PDP and its challenges. He had used the word problems right now, and so quite frankly, there will be very little sleep in PDP, I imagine. Two governors are still, standing by their membership of the PDP, and at the same time are talking. What they are saying seems to be supportive of their colleagues that have moved, that have decamped to APC. But they themselves, Lamido and Aliu, Babangida Aliu, are saying that they remain in the PDP. I understand that there were all sorts of very, very important meetings. PDP is reportedly moving to the position itself after what must be a seismic shock to it by this mass...
Well, you call it seismic shock, but we see it as a challenge which can be surmounted. It's better not to have distractions from your party members. And it's better to go to war with 10 loyal soldiers rather than going with 100. I'm happy this thing happened the time it happened. It has opened the face of PDP. It has helped PDP to know its enemies. People who have been romancing APC before now, they have come out openly to associate with them. It's a welcome development. APC or ACN was limited to Southwest. Now that they have joined hands with 2, 3, 4, 5 people to make their party look to have a national, possible national spread, it's a welcome development. PDP welcomes it. It will challenge PDP to work harder. It will help PDP to know its internal enemies.
Okay. APC is saying that it is a continuing movement. And
No,
that this is the first step.
They have succeeded in bringing 5. That 5 may even drop to 3 or 2.
You think?
And they are going to fail because it's not based on ideology. It's not based on principles. The only principled man in APC is not a politician. That's General Buhari. The others are just playing to the gallery. They want to win elections.
Before I go to the next contributor, I wanted to know, in brief, what did you mean by Buhari is not a politician?
Well, I've seen to inform. He cannot bend. He cannot play dirty games like some of the people around him are doing. So you find two parallel lines. Two people cannot work together. And at the end of the day, I won't call it inclusion. There will be problems. There will be crisis. Because by the time they are looking for their presidential candidate or governorship candidate or wanting to form their party structure, there will be problems for them which they may not be able to handle.
The APC, in response to this particular question that Mr. Shele just left there, journalists had asked that question and they had said, look, that bridge will be effectively crossed when the time is right and that they have no problem there. What do you know of the APC's move in that direction, which admittedly everybody wants to know about?
Yes, let me say very quickly that what you are seeing in Nigeria is what we call a political revolution that is taking place in Nigeria. And the tragedy of this thing that I've said is that even those people who claim to be Afenifere, in which Obafemi Awolowo was the patriarch of that group, they didn't even understand what is happening now. In one of the books written by Obafemi Awolowo, I've read virtually Obafemi Awolowo books, The Heroes. And I quote him verbatim. He said one day, the best in the conservative, the best in the progressive, they will come together and rule this country. That's why I made allusion to the fact in the first place that not everybody in PDP that are bad, not everybody in the APC that are good. So what I'm telling you now is that Awolowo's prediction in his book, The Heroes, is coming to pass. The best in the conservative, in the PDP, the best in the progressives, in the APC, are now coming together. They are in order to rescue this nation from the hand of the vultures that have held this country down since 1998, 1999. Look, many more PDP will leave the party. I can bet on that. We'll still come back to this program. Yes.
There is talk that the National Assembly might also, its members.
It's just a matter of time. We'll just keep on watching. But let me quickly make this statement because it makes about a part of ideology.
That it is not
ideological based party.
That the people that moved,
yes,
it was not on an
ideological basis. But the question you ask yourself, what do you mean by ideology? What do you mean by progressive? A progressive man is a man who is running a government that will benefit millions of people, that people will benefit from it, that you see infrastructure development, that you see development, that you see electricity, that you see roads, that you see water, and even in advanced countries that you are talking about ideology. If you look at it, even in the US and the UK, the conservatives, they are shifting their so-called ideology because they are now, you see people in the conservatives supporting the issue of immigration, supporting the issue of healthcare, because before they were completely against it, because they realized that the votes of the immigrants also matters in that election. So what I'm saying now is that when you come about the issue of ideology, the ideology has to do with the issue of providing good governance.
Okay.
So what we are saying in essence is that if PDP since 1999 have not been able to give us electricity, they have not been able to give us roads, they have not been able to give us infrastructure, as we have been outside for the past 5 months, we are now saying that. And this thing is also good for Nigerians because Nigerians now will have the opportunity to choose between APC and PDP.
Okay.
So that, let me conclude that. In other words, if in the next 4 years, if APC wins and APC are unable to fulfill the promises, they was when we voted down for power.
This conversation now having touched the ideological note, whereas it seems that the politicians themselves are very clear about their ideological distinctions, perhaps you'll agree that most Nigerians have a great difficulty understanding any ideological difference between the parties. They say, in fact, that, when you come to the bottom line, they're all the same, all Nigerian politicians. The point has just been made by what you would have thought were irreconcilable enemies, quote-unquote, political enemies, APC and PDP. Now you actually have them becoming partners, and one would hope in progress with the defection to the PDP. Of particular note is something like the Oyinlola, the camping, yes, Oyinlola and Aregbe scenario, where these were bitter political foes. And now they are hugging each other and backslapping, at least metaphorically, if not actually. So that ideological point, do you think there is really any difference between the political parties?
Well, there should be ideology because it's a vehicle of the spirit and the
But do you think there's a discernible ideological difference between them, whether it is APGA, whether it is Labour, whether it is PDP?
There should be ideology and there should be manifesto. And the ideology and manifesto is just interchangeable. I'm using interchangeable. It's virtually the same thing. And that should be the program that they should use in canvassing votes in this country. But our politicians, they run us into that confusion. No programs, no ideology. And the greatest problem I have with PDP is that they don't have any manifesto. I've not seen one. That what is your program? What they kept talking about is 5-point agenda. That's not manifesto. That's not ideology. Your ideology should explain what you intend to do with the politics, the economy, embodiment of what you stand for. That's the ideology.
Does the
not
APC,
the program you have.
Does
Not
the
the
APC,
program
for
that I will
instance,
bring you, I will give you that, I will repair. No, that's not ideology.
in your impression, does the APC, for instance, do a better job of
yes,
this?
APC is just a transformation of AD. And AD is APC today. And in their own manifesto, I've read their own manifesto inside out, which says that, which is the basic thing that concerns people like us, that you and any political party that's not talking about the structure of this country is wasting our time, which is just what our president has just admitted in the recent time, that is beginning to look in that direction. See, I am happy that Mr. Chairman has spoken so well about the crisis APC might likely fall into. All of us envisage it, and APC itself envisage it. But how you are going to come out of your own crisis, you have not explained to us. And it's a concern to me because you are the ruling party. 18 months to go now. Instead of looking at how APC will succeed or how APC will not succeed, it should be rolling out today the program of PDP at the national level. Why is it that up to now, 5 months, 7 days into ASU strike, there's no clear road for us? Look at the power sector. You say that going into private.
I think the presidency has recently given.
I can react.
They've recently given us to a deadline now.
Quickly, what we should be hearing from every PDP stalwart today is what they intend to do with the life of Nigerian people, such that even the governors that have gone, they will then look at PDP that this is the party of today now. Because yesterday we are saying that APC is the party of tomorrow, but today is the party of the moment. The era of APC, APP, and AD in the past was that after the Falaye election, they went their separate ways. But today they are coming back with a chunk from PDP, and that should give you a sleepless night. No. Not admitting that, not admitting that to us. You are not being sincere to yourself, and you are not being sincere to Nigerians who are looking at you up there, presiding over our lives. There should be that admission that there's a crisis, but you are going to overcome it. Not admitting it. Give us a further indication that we won't take you serious anything you tell us. Because it's a problem. If you have 6 governors out of your party, 6 governors, senators, House of Parliament out of your party, and you are telling Nigerians, yes, and you are telling Nigerians that it's not a problem to you.
Chairman
Shele. Serious.
Chairman Shele.
We can take you serious.
The 5 you are talking about, even during the last election, apart from the governors winning in those states, PDP didn't win at the center. Jigawa, Kano, Niger. So it has not made too much difference. I'm not saying it has not affected the party, but the party has made the party to look inwards and check excesses, anti-party activities from people, and indiscipline among party members. And this is what I believe PDP will take seriously. He's talking about manifesto or no manifesto. Manifesto is a document that will guide a party to run its affairs. I don't see any party following its manifestos strictly. If Lagos State government is following its manifestos strictly, they will embark on Atlantic City projects. That's by the way. They will engage in sampling so many places that will result into flooding. They will engage in projects that are white elephants because you are saying let's give them they are the ones providing things that are good for an average Nigerian. I expect them to provide cheap housing, hospital facilities.
But Chairman Shele, that is speaking as a party man, because these projects that the APC government in Lagos must have been undertaking with studies, environmental impact assessment, and
definitely
yes.
An engineer will tell you can build a house underwater, you can build a submarine, but the accident in a submarine is so fatal that you can't compare it with a surface ship. These are the differences. Let's take care of an average Nigerian poor. You can't be making an average Lagosian poorer and the rich ones richer. I can see the economy of Lagos in the answer of about 10 people. I can count. Please let me finish.
Let him finish.
And in the case of the federal government, they have embarked on rail projects. They are dredging rivers. They are building bridges. In some places, people in Lagos don't see. Go to certain parts of the country, you will see the evidence of
Yeah, but Mr.
Work in progress.
Yeah, but Chairman Shele, the crisis in the PDP at the moment,
Yes.
it is because PDP members are saying that the party is not run in a democratic fashion.
Impunity.
And all sorts of
Well,
impunity.
I may agree and disagree with you. That's an internal thing that is
But it is affecting everybody because it is the ruling party.
That is being looked into. Why it worries me most is that some of these governors, instead of even sitting down in their various states and working hard to ensure that people are given the dividends of democracy, they are gallivanting from one place to the other. That one will not help the
particularly the rebel governors.
The rebel governors.
Oh, okay.
And they are doing it with the connivance of their colleagues in APC.
Why would they be doing it, sir? I mean, why would people who are perfectly happy, they signed up to the party, suddenly get up and...
2015 is the issue. Some of them are interested in becoming president.
Okay.
And they found out that Mr. President has the opportunity to go for a second term. And they know that some of us are behind it.
Okay.
What they want is to cause crisis
one moment,
for the party, and it will not work.
Okay. Alhaji Sulaiman is on the line from Ikeja. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Yori. Good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
Good morning to greatest chairman, Mr. Shele.
Thank you very much.
I think, let me start by going to the issue of Anambra State. I think Nigerians should now stand up and defend democracy, like the two gentlemen they are doing. If it happens in any other party state, let them come out boldly like this and face the situation that this is wrong and this is right. They are talking here now. Nobody is talking about the 181 observers that they took from Osun State, that they say is an observer, and the police in Imo and Anambra State, and INEC also say they are not an observer. And I could read in the paper today that the DPP in Osun State said they should transfer the case to them, and they have been given bail 50,000 naira each. We should try and stop this type of thing. And secondly, sir, and lastly, I think this was the talk of APC. You talk of PDP, you're right. I think the crisis that I think is roughing the PDP now is because of 2015. And don't let us forget, also in the paper today, even the merger of APC and new PDP causes problems in Kwara State. I could see the Begore, the government candidate of APC in 2011, addressing people yesterday that they should be rest assured nobody can collect the house from them. These are the problems we are about to see. And lastly, I think the APC is building a strong house on a land that does not have a solid foundation. By the time it's turned back, these people are sitting, we know that PDP may come and surmount the problem they are having now. You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, Alhaji Sulaiman. Idowu, I think it's your turn.
Yes, he has reacted to PDP as usual. He's one of the sympathizers of maybe of PDP.
But just as APC has
but let me also tell you,
let
me tell you very quickly that I'm quoting Dr. Olokooba. When the APC started this merger, he told you what, that he's swearing on his father's grave that within 3 months that APC will collapse. Perhaps we should tell Olokooba that the APC has called, he should go and jump to the lagoon. Let me say this very quickly, that those people that are talking about APC, they don't know that we have a modern day political strategist in this APC. We have our strategists, we have our friends. We are just letting all these strategies out one by one. They have not seen anything.
Okay.
That is why I'm saying directly that, look, he has spoken about Lagos. We are political parties that take up challenges. At a time when there was no television in Africa, Obafemi Awolowo brought television to Africa. He built the Cocoa House. So what we are doing now is that we are building a 10-dual carriage in Lagos, Badagry Expressway. The first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay, one moment. Ade is on the line. Good morning, Ade.
Hello, Mr. Yori. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Ajanaku, good morning.
Good morning.
I know you very well in the my contribution about this Anambra election. It is not one local government. The government made it clear that 16 local governments, that's not 21 local governments. There are some two police stations from areas, 12 to 15, 5, like that. It is 16, not 2. That's enough. It's enough to cancel the election. Out of 21, still failed. Now,
is denied completely. No violence, nothing there. And PDP is deliberate to match with APGA to perpetuate evil in Anambra. Even the evil will save their own evidence. And you people have been ruling Nigeria for the past 15 years now. Look at the metro roads everywhere. We've been on strike for the past 5 months. Our leaders, you people are dying at the age of 65. You people supposed to resign and do great things for Nigeria. You people are rich. And I think when you people are trying to money to all these places, they are using our money to develop our country. You people should make this money and develop this country for Christ's sake.
All right, Ade. Thank you very much for calling in. Ade, appreciate your calling in. Would you like to react to that briefly? Because sorry,
the first or second one.
This last caller, who I think is complaining that there's not much evidence in terms of
development,
improvement in the quality of life.
You are patronizing Mr. Chairman.
Well, I know, and
one moment, please.
I know that things are not the best. I know that we can do better. And it's supposed to be a collective thing. We don't leave all the work in the hands of Mr. President. Mr. President now suggested a committee.
No, it's not competent.
Can you mind your language? He now came out to say, okay, let's give National Conference a trial. A leader in APC who should embrace and support told his supporters and state governors who are supposed to be matured as individuals not to participate. They didn't, but serious-minded Yoruba people eventually made input, and I'm happy about that. Let's join hands to build this nation. Don't let us sabotage the work somebody is doing. Even if there are errors here and there, let's come together and amend these errors and move on.
Yeah, but
and build this nation and give it.
But I suppose when people come together, they probably need to be ideologically compatible.
Yes.
And I think that might be one of the challenges. We had this mini about ideology, so maybe that's part of it. But I'll come back to you. I like you.
When it comes to some issues, I become very passionate about it. And when he said Idowu should be mindful of his language,
yes, because Idowu had said of the president on air, which was out of order. Quite frankly,
you should also be mindful of something that are also very important to the level of, because the issue of good governance, we have seen a very good example of what has happened.
Chairman Shele was in order when he reacted to the president being called incompetent.
You can say while we are doing white elephant project, it's not.
You see, there's a way you say things that you should allow people to speak their own mind.
Okay.
He don't have his own opinion. If you say that, my president of this country, you should not be sentimental that because you are a PDP person.
But no. But it's just that Idowu is an experienced spokesman. He's an experienced spokesman.
Mr. Chairman should not say because a PDP person. He's my president, and I can describe my own president, without disrespecting him in the most acceptable language in the world of critique. It's acceptable to say that our president is not competent. It's not an abuse. It's not an insult.
Okay.
That's one.
Let's move on.
It's going to take 5, 6, 7 lifetime of any PDP governor in this country, with no exception, to achieve half of what Fashola has achieved in Lagos. I can't be talking about records. But what we are saying is that at the center, in spite of the resources that is available to the ruling party, PDP today, simple things are what Nigerians are demanding from you. Food on the table, road, house. You couldn't provide this. And you are still
healthcare delivery,
healthcare delivery, and you are still under
education,
and you are still under the impression that somebody sat somewhere and is patronizing one government. That's why he left the party. I don't think that's the reason why they left the party, and that's why you should look more inward at what is responsible for this.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You want to take your call?
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning, and thank you for holding on. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Uncle Lori, I just want to comment on the APC party. We actually want to stabilize in our country,
But you know, the way they go about support of Jonathan, you know they are sentimental people. If the APC will want to win the election in 2015, then we want to see them. Let them not bring a Yoruba man or an Hausa man. You know, let them bring a Yoruba man. It might not be from the majority, but by the time they say that they are forming APC because they want an Hausa man to be there, or because they want a Yoruba man to be there, you need to come from majority before you rule Nigeria. Because Jonathan is from the minority, nobody wants to support him. Everybody is saying so many things. The APC people are putting their hands. They don't want to support him. You know, the most important thing is for Nigeria to move forward. It doesn't matter who is there. I think we should all work together. That's what we want. But for the APC to come together because they just want a Yoruba man or an Hausa man to be there or a majority to be there, I think it's unacceptable.
Okay.
That belongs to us first. You don't need to come from any majority. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Clearly, sorry, I think
he has made a very good point.
Yeah, but I think we go back to Chairman Shele, and I think
it's
his turn, and then it comes to you.
No, he made one point that I need to clarify.
No, but we've been going in a particular kind of way. Chairman Shele, the PDP certainly seems to have its work cut out for it come 2015, since APC has announced for anybody who wants to listen that it is intent on taking power at the center and is moving so. There are sleepless nights in the PDP for now, right?
Well, maybe you call it sleepless nights. Some people call it threat. Some people call it we might lose out. No. Like I said, it's going to make us stronger. We have to be more cautious. We have to work harder in a place like Kano, in a place like Kwara State, in a place like Sokoto.
Okay.
And
even with
ensure that we are positioned strategically to win 2015 by ensuring that the projects we have on the pipeline are being executed.
Okay.
The
one moment, Chairman.
Power sector reform is going on.
One moment, Chairman Shele. I understand we have a caller from. Help me here. Somebody's calling in from Ogun State, I believe.
Yeah, my name is Maruf. I'm calling from Abeokuta.
Good morning, Maruf. Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Shele and Razaq, Olokooba.
Thank you very much.
Let me be very point blank here. To my understanding of our politics since 1999, PDP has never won any election legitimately at the federal level. Let us all accept the fact and be fair. And there is no likelihood they can win any legitimate election by 2015 at the federal level now. I'm not talking at the state level. At our federal level, no PDP president has won that election. They lost, but rigged themselves in. Now, coming to President Jonathan, it's unfortunate that a lot of us who have sentiment for ACN went all out to vote for President Jonathan, hoping that the circumstance that brought him into office will make him do the right thing. But unfortunately, he has disappointed so many of us. Those who are talking about somebody wants to bring president from the north or whatever, wherever our next president should come from, it should be the best person who is far better than President Jonathan. If PDP wants us to vote for them in 2016, they should block President Jonathan and bring one of their best. They have very good people in that party who are ably qualified than President Jonathan. And Shele knows this too.
Okay, Maruf, thank you very much. I think you've made your point. You have a right to respond to that. That no PDP man at the center has ever won a legitimate election.
It's a personal opinion, and I wouldn't grudge him. Nigeria is a very big place. It's a vast country. We have so many things that bring us together, and we have so many things that also separate us in one way or the other. So you
just grant him the freedom
to express himself.
Okay.
But I know, even if it's by just 400,000 votes, PDP had always won because they have the majority.
Okay.
They have the spread.
Okay. Oh, Idowu. Actually, the PDP might find itself a minority in the National Assembly if things go.
I will react to that if the question should come up.
I want to quickly raise this issue of a national conference that one of leaders of APC apparently is referring to Ashwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. But I want to say very quickly that Ahmed Bola Tinubu is, if you talk about one of those who fought for the democracy, you can't fault Bola Tinubu on that. And look, Bola Tinubu is not a small fry politically. When Ajanaku took over in 1994, he set up what was called National Conference. It was constitutional power. Bola Tinubu raised an eyebrow and look, this man is not sincere. Don't go to the National Conference. Even Abiola, who was the custodian of the June 12th, 1994, didn't believe him.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the thing didn't go anywhere. When Obiano started his own National Conference, Bola Tinubu said, look, this man wants to use this for something else. So at the end of the day, we see the top agenda. Now, how come that this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that all the political parties are coming together to form an opposition? And we will not see implosion in the PDP. And the president just wake up one day and come on television to announce that the National Conference in a program. I've never seen anybody in PDP since 1999 that has spoken about the need for a national dialogue or a national conference. Okay. So the question is that how did they have to wake up one day and say that? That's why people say.
I hear you. We're running out of time now. Let me give you
my sincere advice. We have spoken so much about PDP. My sincere advice for APC is to take a cue from all the things that for center and power and party position should not be the guiding principle. What should be the guiding principle that who is going to offer, like what the other guy has said? What should be the guiding principle is who is going to give us good governance, which you are so.
I think well spoken, as you said, as a neutral person, a non-party person. And this is where we completely run out of time. Yes. So all that has left for me is to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the program. Let me thank you, Chairman Tunji Shele, PDP, Lagos State. Comrade Razaq Olokooba,
it's a pleasure,
Secretary Coalition of Odua Self-Determination, and as always our friend in the house, Idowu Ajanaku, social commentator. And as you just told us, media
Director of Media and Publicity for the APC in Ondo State.
For the APC in Ondo State. Thank you very much for coming on the program as well. So that's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Polari. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.